Wednesday, so please start by finding this presentation in our Acacia Google Classroom. And we were supposed to have kids helping us today, Vincent, Marley, and Aliana. This is a great way to get kids to help teachers if you can ever have an opportunity when you can have your kids helping others in the classroom. All right, so students' point of view, we're gonna watch a video about why students think technology is important in the classroom. Okay, well, I'm just gonna skip that. All right, so at this point we would stop and reflect what we've learned in the past. So you can share like a website you've been using in the classroom, because obviously we've had previous technology PDs before, so this shouldn't be something new with everything. So you guys can just share one website that you've been using or found successful.
Been using Play Prodigy. That's been good.
Yeah, it's a great way.
And Epic Reading.
That's a great way to reach kids.
I've been liking Kahoot recently.
Yes.
Seeing what they know so far.
That's great.
It's been good.
Awesome. Glad you guys are using some things. All right, so today we're working on research, reading, and reporting. So the kids have to use research to create their own reports, and then figuring out how to use their research to create or to show all that they've learned. So step one, reading and research materials. So ask yourself, what websites and content do you want to offer your students? So that's the biggest thing, is like, what are you focusing on? Are you going to use a PDF in Google Classroom? I know a lot of us have TPT stuff that we've bought, and it kind of is a bummer that we have to waste it now that we're using technology. So you can screenshot those PDFs and turn it into a picture to have them still uploaded. Freckle has great reading passages that are differentiated. You can use ReadWorks. Epic Reading has a lot of different books where the kids can read 6 different books on the same topic, and gives them a ton of different material. And then BrainPop has really good videos with information as well, and you can teach them how to cite those resources. So if you're gonna use Epic Reading, you would create a collection with your books about the topic you want your students to research, and then they would be able to find all these books about ants. There's even a video. If you're gonna use ReadWorks, you would, since we're kind of familiar with these websites and we went through this in another PD, you would just type in the subject or the topic that you want, and then this one is all about ants. There's an article, vocab, and questions, so you can even use this with comprehension afterwards to see where they're at. And then our lovely TPT stuff, if you do not want to say goodbye, you can screenshot it and put it into their own Google Classroom, and then label it Ant Booklet. So they'll have all these different resources to be able to pull from, instead of just having one worksheet with the same answers from everyone. Every kid kind of comes up with some different stuff. So step 2 is the report for Google Slides. Does anyone have any questions about the websites or resources? All right, so Google Slides, I give every kid a template of slides with the headings provided, especially at the beginning of the year. By the end of the year, a lot of kids can do this on their own. So this one was ant research. They needed an introduction, tell us about yourself, what are we researching, vocab to really pick out the different pieces of what we're doing, their habitat, their diet, where they live. And then to differentiate this, I do sentence starters for my low kids and then send that same thing out to them. And then my higher kids, I just give a blank doc and they can pick their headings, because they should be able to know what they have. So here's some samples of what kids did. They can change the text, they can add pictures, they can change their fonts. That's the biggest part that they love. I do make sure they get their content in first, and then they can go through afterward and change it and make it all pretty. So you can see that, like, here he put a diagram of an ant to show his body. They have a picture of a map to find where different ants live. And that's an explore button on Google Slides, which we'll get into next week's PD. And then after they've done their report, they are going to create a Google Doc or Flipgrid script. So when they're presenting, you don't want them to just be able to say whatever and not have a guided script. So they will, I usually type like, hi, or he wrote, hi, I'm Vincent. We have been observing insects in our classroom, and I have been studying ants. So then I wrote topics and just to hook your reader. So he said ants are an interesting insect, and they are very busy workers. And then I said that they had to have transitions, and it was basically just like our informative writing that they need to put in all the pieces. So he wrote, did you know that ants make bridges on the water just to get food? That's cool. Another fact is that ants use antennae to find other ants that aren't supposed to be in their colony so that they don't eat the eggs. the last thing you learned is they will eat blank. And then you can edit and suggest changes. So before they record it, if you think they're not ready, you can type what they should add and then they can fix it before. And then they'll do a split screen, which we'll also be learning at a different PD of how the kids can have 2 screens up at once, and they will read their screen so it doesn't have a piece of paper in front of them. So how can I use this? I know that some people are probably thinking, why am I wasting my time here if I teach art or if I teach music? A couple of things though is that in PE you can have the kids, if they're learning about muscle groups or human body, you can borrow a class set of Chromebooks and have the kids do this with their research. You can use this in art for an artist or like the history of art. You can use this in music for same thing like a musician. Do you guys have any other ideas? We use it mainly for reading, science, and social studies, but I also think it'd be cool if we did something with math, like arrays. They could do like columns and rows and like have to put in their own stuff and find like real life arrays.
Yeah.
Even like social, like how we treat people or how
Yeah.
we're kind or anything like that.
Yeah, like what is it called, the 7 traits or whatever we used to do, like different traits and
Yes.
yeah, like even just manners, like at the beginning of the year, they could start doing this with like, this is what we're focusing on with the Acacia Way and things like that, and they can fill one out. That's a really good idea. I'll use it. Alright, so as a team, stop and reflect, how can we use this in the classroom? What was the most beneficial thing? What was the least beneficial? And what do you plan on using this from today? So you were just saying that we could use this.
Yeah, and I wanna learn how to do the slides.
Yes.
Are the slides, okay, I don't know where to access them.
Yes.
Is it a doc of form? Is it its own button?
It's its own, and so
It's its
slides
own,
is
okay.
very similar to PowerPoint. So
Okay.
I would say a Google Doc is the same as a Word document.
And
Sheets is almost like Excel.
Okay.
It's an Excel spreadsheet. Forms is just like a survey, like a
Yeah.
Survey Monkey type thing or whatever. And then slides would be related
Okay,
to
so it's its own waffle.
yes.
thing.
Yes. Alright, so next steps would be as a team, you will plan a cross-curricular unit to use in classrooms. You will need to upload your plan to the Acacia SharePoint by Wednesday, November 20th.
Good job.
And
That was
then
good.
I'll send you, like, there's a little feedback form. I'll send this to you if you guys can just say, but that, like, you already gave me really good feedback saying that we could use this for, like, social skills or, like, beginning of the year.
Okay, perfect.
To get used to it.